7 months ago, I was in Italy for the first time, and I loved their coffee so much that I've been making it at home every day. Here is how I do it and what I've learned. All right, let's start with what every family in Italy owns to make their coffee, the Moka pot. It has 3 different parts. The bottom right here is a water reservoir, and here is a pressure valve, and that's for you to know where to pour the water to. Here's a little small funnel, that's where the coffee goes, and then the top is the basin. Take a look at the notch of where the spout is, and on the bottom is a rubber gasket that creates a good seal. First, we need to ground some coffee and get going on making a good cup of coffee. I use an OXO brand grinder, and so I set it at between 8 to 9 as the size of the grind. It's about medium, so definitely not the espresso fine grind. If you own a different brand of grinder, here is the approximate size that I've been grinding it to. My next step is usually to fill up the reservoir with hot water up to that pressure valve. Now we will fill our funnel with our fresh ground coffee. First, I'll start off with about 2/3 of the volume. And when I've got a good amount in there, I'm going to tap it to have it make sure it settles evenly. Then I'm going to fill up the rest and then use my thumb to even it out. And the thing to pay attention here is to not press down too hard and make sure that the whole rim is cleared of any coffee grounds, like this. And I'm going to drop it in gently into my hot water reservoir. Finally, we're going to take our top basin and screw it on. I'm going to do it with one hand first, and then use a towel for the bottom since it is hot. And now let's go to the stove. I have an Italian stove, so I actually have a Moka stand that comes with it. So I'm going to turn on my gas stove, and you're going to want to be on medium-low heat. Another way to think of it is to turn it down as low as you can and then go up 1 notch. That would be the best way, because you can have a notch to turn down later. And here we go. While we're waiting for the coffee to brew, let's talk about why I use hot water instead of cold. To me, there's really no difference between the taste of either. But when we use cold water, it takes a long time to boil, which causes 2 problems in my mind. One, it's tempting to turn the fire up to get it going. And second, I usually walk away thinking I have plenty of time to come back, and I never do. And I always come back too late. With using hot water, I still have to wait about a minute to a minute and a half before it starts to gurgle. If you listen quietly, you'll hear it right before it bubbles up. Once you see the coffee coming up, this is your sign to turn the fire down all the way to the lowest setting. And now it's time to just watch and enjoy your coffee. Now the spout of this basin, the bottom of that little spout is where the coffee will reach, the amount of coffee that you will get. So I'm going to have my hand on the stove, and I'm going to turn this fire off completely as soon as it goes past that point right here. And you'll see that it starts to sputter as well. So it's a good time to turn it off. And now you can enjoy your coffee. The last thing I'm going to do is to give it a quick stir to mix up the coffee. And we are going to serve and enjoy. And last thing, don't forget to wash your coffee pot. Bon appetit.